Well, this week, our Desmond Shaw is putting the spotlight on some of LA's most unique neighborhoods.
And in tonight's Look at This, he's over an historic community that's home to one of the steepest streets in the U.S.
Well, take a look at this hilltop community. This is Mount Washington, about 940 feet tall on the east side of town, sandwiched between the 2 and the 110 freeways. It's a neighborhood whose history is about as cool as its panoramic views. The origins of its name, not as clear as you might think. It's not universally agreed upon where the name Mount Washington came from. It's not believed to be named for our first president, but most likely named after Colonel Henry Washington, who was an early geographical surveyor of the LA area. Regardless, like so many of LA's most interesting neighborhoods, it goes back to the early 1900s and a real estate developer with a big dream. On the west side, it was the canals and Venice of America. Outside of Griffith Park, Hollywoodland, under that now world-famous sign. And here, on the east side of town, it was conquering a seemingly insurmountable hill with an incline railway and a hilltop hotel. According to the Mount Washington Alliance, it was all the idea of Robert Marsh, who built a funicular here in 1909. It was inspired by and operated the same way as the Angels Flight Railway downtown, which we have looked at before. As one car climbs, the other car simultaneously descends. It was a brilliant way to conquer a steep hill long before cars were popular, and the cars that did exist had a lot of trouble climbing the makeshift dirt roads here. Cars sometimes still have issues with those roads today. Marsh hoped visitors would be so taken in by the wide open vistas that they would not only stay at his hotel, but consider buying a lot on the hill to build their own home. And his gimmick worked. Craftsman-style homes began to dot the hillside. But the railway only lasted for 10 years. When it broke down in 1919, it was sadly never reopened. The Hilltop Hotel was shuttered, and further development was sporadic until the end of World War II and the boom years after, when cars became better able to handle those steep roads. The original hotel is still here, though, and really deserves its own look, as it's the world headquarters of the Self-Realization Fellowship, a religious organization founded by Indian guru Paramahansa Yogananda, who purchased the hotel almost 100 years ago, 1925. Mount Washington, also the home of the Old Southwest Museum, whose collection of artifacts is now part of the Gene Autry Museum of the American West. Sadly, this museum is closed. It is a protected historic landmark, though, and there are hopes of it eventually being repurposed. And, of course, we have to mention Eldridge Street, possibly the steepest street in Los Angeles, with a 33% grade, one of the 3 steepest streets in the entire country. The railway may be gone, but the views have never been better here on the east side of LA and unique Mount Washington. Taking a look at this from SkyCal, I'm Desmond Shaw.
And if you'd like Desmond to take a look at something interesting in your neighborhood, just write us at lookatthis@cbs.com.